The Last Alaskans is one of the American reality TV series that initially aired on Animal Planet in 2015. The show moved to Discovery Channel in 2016 and concluded its run in January 2019. Many people love this show for showcasing the simple and real lifestyle of the people living in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. One such couple to have appeared in the show is Heimo and Edna Korth. Let's talk about them in detail. Who are Heimo and Edna Korth? Early life. Heimo Korth is a permanent resident of the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge who rose to fame after appearing in The Last Alaskans. Meanwhile, Edna Korth is Heimo's wife, whom he met while temporarily living in the Savunga village. Talking about Heimo's early life, Heimo was born and raised in Wisconsin as a son of parents who didn't like many outdoor activities. But Heimo was always interested in the wilderness and freedom. Hence, he used to go out of the town and enjoy his life. His quest to live a free life later became so strong that he left the house at 18 and tried to fit somewhere in North America. Meanwhile, not much information is available about Heimo's wife, Edna Korth. According to Heimo, he met his wife while he was in the Savunga village, where she was an Eskimo. The two dated for about 6 years and tied the knot in the early 1980s. Heimo and Edna's first daughter. Heimo and Edna welcomed their first child together on May 29, 1982, and named her Colleen and Korth. They were really happy with the addition of a new member to their family. But their happiness didn't last for long. In June 1984, they were crossing the Colleen River when their boat capsized and swept their daughter away. Her body was never found, and she was pronounced dead. Heimo and Edna were devastated by that incident, but they had to stay strong to live their life in the wilderness. Heimo and Edna's tragedies, fire and injuries. As Heimo and Edna have lived in the wild for several years, they aren't an exception to tragedies, fire, or injuries. One of the biggest tragedies they faced was the loss of their first daughter in the Colleen River. Similarly, Heimo suffered an injury in 2016 when he fell from the roof of his cabin. He landed on his back and broke his ribs and pelvis. He called for help, and the rescue arrived after several hours. He was then taken to the hospital and kept there for several years. Luckily, he recovered after several months. Meanwhile, Heimo and Edna faced a fire accident in 2019 when the fire in their chimney quickly spread into their cabin. Luckily, they were not inside the cabin then. They tried to put out the fire, but it was already too late. However, they managed to escape with their few belongings and dogs. Where are Heimo and Edna Korth now? According to some online sources, Heimo and Edna still live in the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. They have a cabin along the Colleen River where they live together. They also move between their cabins every season. Heimo and Edna have spent most of their lives in the wilderness. Hence, they don't have a plan of leaving that place anytime soon. But with age, they have now started to spend some time in town as well. Quick facts. Arrival in Alaska. Heimo first ventured to Alaska in 1973 at the age of 19, drawn by the allure of adventure and the wilderness. After several years of adapting to the rugged lifestyle, he moved permanently into the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. Marriage and partnership. Heimo and Edna met in the early 1980s. Edna, originally from a native Alaskan family, brought her own deep knowledge of survival skills, which complemented Heimo's. They married and have since lived together in the refuge, working as a team to sustain their family. The Final Frontiersman. Their lives reached a broader audience with the 2004 publication of The Final Frontiersman by James Campbell. This book helped bring their unique lifestyle to the forefront of American consciousness. The Last Alaskans. Heimo and Edna's family became one of the central focuses when The Last Alaskans premiered on May 25, 2015. The show delves into their daily lives in the wilderness, showcasing their survival skills and the beauty of the Arctic. Passing on traditions. The Korths are deeply committed to passing on their knowledge and respect for the wilderness to their children and grandchildren. Their daughter Kryn and her family occasionally live with them in the refuge, learning the subsistence lifestyle firsthand.